Welcome to Wonderland, a mod that will plunge players into strange dimensions, places that don't exist. And repeat endlessly. Not only that, but bizarre entities also appear within, which will make players feel terrified when they have to face them. From entities with only one eye to even those missing body parts, and each space holds countless mysteries with no answers. Will I be able to survive and explore all the strange places in this dream? Then watch my entire video. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Now let's dive into the video. And before we start the video, I want to mention the game The Next Zone 0 version 2.6, a return to the old dream, and compared to the tense journey on Wayfei Peninsula, the back alleys have become peaceful. And the city of New Eridu is celebrating the new year with fireworks and a festive atmosphere everywhere. The highlight is the grand opening of 404 Lighthouse, where the idol group Celestial Wishes is preparing for a spectacular performance. But behind the dazzling stage lights, a thread is silently stirring, signaling the end of the ancient king's reign. And in version 2.6, we also learn more about two characters from the idol group Celestial Wishes. First is Arya, a singer with a warm voice and a dazzling outfit that makes her stand out every time she's on stage. Furthermore, she is an S-rank anomaly character who can deal immense damage. With her unique skills and adorable animations, it's a blast to have Suna in the team. Next is Suna, the mastermind behind Celestial Wish's many hits. Shark Girl Style is an S-rank physical support character, possessing superb mobility and excellent damage support for teammates. The most important thing about version 2.6 is the abundance of rewards it brings you. For example, by logging in for 7 days, you will receive 10 encrypted Bangkok, 10 ballpong, and a lucky golden carrot on February 16th. A total of up to 160 pulls. Additionally, you'll get a free monthly membership and 3,300 Phi Mao, as well as Suna's party outfit. And Arya's voice pack will be available for purchase until version 2.7. In this version, Suzaha also returns, and the legendary dungeon and anomaly number 0 will be updated, along with Lycon and Harumasa, who will be buffed to return to the meta. So what are you waiting for? Dive into Xenogen 0 and enter the codes on your screen to receive many exciting rewards. I will leave the links in the description and comments. Now let's start the video. After entering the game, I appeared on a tree in a birch forest. I immediately went down and realized that I was holding something in my hand. And more importantly, why is it as black as charcoal? Seriously, it's not enough. But I didn't care much and put it in my inventory. Then I quickly went to chop down nearby trees to get wood. But I don't care much either and just left it in the smoke. And quickly go chop down the nearby tree to get the neck. Thug poured everything he had into crafting a workbench and some sticks. Then he immediately crafted a pickaxe for himself. And after finishing, he'll use the pickaxe to chop down some trees around here. At the same time, I also discovered near where I spawned, there was a cave large, deep and dark. And of course I won't go down there right away, but we'll go hunt some pigs to get meat from them. After finishing, I immediately went down into the cave to mine some stone down there. With that, I replaced my wooden tools with stone ones to speed up the process. And since I was already in the cave, I also mined all the stone I could see there, before returning to the surface to continue heading out of the forest. But after only going a short distance, I discovered that this place was all ocean. So I had no choice but to turn back to find another way. On the way, I also took the opportunity to kill some cows for meat. But something happened while I was moving, which was that I could eat the black thing I was holding. Because it was quite strange, so I tried putting it in my mouth to see. It's delicious. And after eating that black item like a piece of coal, my game crashed. And I was scared to death. But after re-entering the game, what surprised me even more was that the cow seemed to be looking at my desert eagle, didn't it? Ayo bro. After that, I continued moving and saw a village. But what made me confused here was the incredibly strange sound of doors closing. However, I didn't pay much attention to it, but took the opportunity to grab all the wheat bales nearby, then used them to make some bread for myself. Because right now the thing I needed most was food. I continued moving around this village and didn't discover anything. So I ran over to the iron golem, jumped up high to kill it, to get all the iron it dropped. After finishing, I left the village to head to a flatter area with the intention of building a house. But it was all water around here. So I had no choice but to craft a boat. Then use it to cross to the other side. To see if there was a suitable spot there. And when I arrived, there was no flat area around here at all. Only small hills. So I had no choice but to keep moving to higher ground. And on the way I managed to catch some black sheep. And you guys don't ask why I killed it. Because it was simply black. At the same time I also had to kill some white sheep around there. To get enough wool to make a bed. And after moving for a while, I decided to build my house up here. So the first thing I needed to do was run to the forest right next to it. Then use my axe to chop down trees. To get some wood to build the house. After finishing I returned. And started harvesting all the grass in that area. And then placed the pillars around to start building my house. After finishing the frame, then I started placing the walls and then the roof. But because I am currently short on pillars I haven't finished yet. And instead have to run to the nearby forest to continue chopping wood. On the way I heard some footsteps behind me. Although when I turned around I didn't see anything. So I didn't pay any attention. But quickly went to chop some trees there to return home before nightfall. A little later I made some torches. Used them to place around the house, making my surroundings brighter. Then I finally finished the roof of my house. But after finishing I looked outside. And discovered a pair of red eyes watching me in the dark of night. I didn't know what it was. So I immediately placed logs to block the door. To prevent it from entering. Then I felt safe enough to make myself a bed. Placed it to sleep through the night. The next morning as soon as I woke up, I removed the logs I had placed the night before. Then made myself a new pickaxe. Along with a sharp sword and some chests. Used them to store all the unnecessary items inside. Didn't forget to make myself a door as well. Placed it as the entrance to the house. And finally my house was complete. To be honest my house looks like a rustic shack. But oh well, I don't care about that. But quickly went around the area I was in. To find a cave to go deep inside. It didn't take too much time. I found a cave entrance that went quite deep down. There were some ledges above so I took the opportunity to dig. Then slowly went down to dig out the remaining ore I saw. And the strange thing here. If you notice these ores look like they're from an old game. But let's put that aside. Because the cave I was in was just a dead end. I had no choice but to turn back. To go up to find a new cave. And it didn't take too much time as I walked along the cliff face there. I found another cave entrance. I immediately went down to dig out some stone. And at the same time some coal appeared right above. After digging I slowly went down. And discovered that this cave seemed to be a stalactite cave. But that's not important. Because my goal was to go as deep as possible. Because down here I also found some more ore. As well as some redstone and gold nearby. After digging I found my way back. Then went up with the intention of returning home. Because it was getting dark. Luckily nothing appeared on the way. So I was able to return home safely. To go to bed, the next morning as soon as I woke up. I went to the small cave entrance near my house. To dig some stone from below and bring it back. To make myself a few furnaces. To smelt all the iron I mined yesterday. Then I'll grab a few more things nearby. And chop down a few more trees while I wait. After I am done I'll head back home. Smelt all the iron and make myself some armor. Don't forget to make myself a bucket and a new pickaxe. To replace my nearly broken iron pickaxe. After I am done I'll head back outside. But it looks like I just saw something. It appeared and then disappeared, didn't it? But whatever. I'll go back to the previous cave to continue mining. On the way I'll grab some water from below. And at the same time take out a few skeletons. To mine some iron and gold nearby. After I am done with everything I'll head back upstairs to go home. As soon as I get back I'll smelt all the iron I have. To replace it with gold. And while I wait I'll wander around my base. And discover something strange. That is a furnace suddenly appeared out of nowhere and was placed in the middle of the path. Although I remember myself never placing a furnace there. I am curious about that. But for now I need to take out all the animals around. To get some wool and meat from them. As soon as I am done it's getting dark. So I'll quickly head back. I'll smelt all the gold and iron I have. Use it with redstone to make a clock. With it I can tell the exact time. To know when it's dark and I should head back. After I am done with everything I'll cook some meat for food. Then go to bed and sleep through the night. The next day when I wake up everything seems normal. I'll make a few more furnaces to smelt all the meat I've gathered. Then I'll head back outside to wander around. But today something made me feel quite uneasy. That is someone with a completely black face appeared. Then suddenly disappeared right in front of me. Not only that, but it also built an extremely tall pillar upwards. At the same time, I also saw a black pillar, which also disappeared strangely. Things are getting more and more confusing, but I don't really care. But quickly kill a few sheep to get wool for beds. As for that black sheep. But the next day, suddenly some text appeared above my head. Strange characters that I don't understand at all. So I try to type out its letters. It forms a sentence saying help me. While I am confused about what's happening, then suddenly a greeting appears. At the same time, that black-headed entity suddenly finds me and keeps getting closer. Before I can do anything, I am taken somewhere. Strangely, in this place, all around are stone pillars. They repeat endlessly like an infinite world. I don't know where this is, so I try to climb up the pillar. With the intention of going up. To get a clearer view of the situation unfolding here. And after a smoky movement, I reached the tallest pillar there. And the only thing I discovered was, there's nothing around here. This place is just repeating pillars. There's no pathway or other structure. Perhaps this is just a wedding venue. And it's like a dream. And the only way I could think of to escape from here is to jump straight into the void. And just as I said, when one is transported to a new space, a flat place surrounded by trees. So we'll call this place the first space. Later I discovered another hole nearby. Its lower part was destroyed. So I thought it would be a way to get somewhere else. But for now I'll leave it there. And continue moving around. To learn more about this first world. Walking for a while I found a 2-story house. Placed alone nearby. And inside I searched but found nothing. But inside there were a few stoves. So I cooked some meat for food. Then continued exploring on the second floor, but there was nothing. The only thing that caught my attention was a door leading to a room. Inside there was a black hole. Like a portal to another world. For now I still want to search for other paths in this space. So after eating and making myself a bed, I left the house to continue on. After moving a bit I found a cube. Made entirely of moss-covered stone. Inside there was a portal. Along with a sign that read, "This is not real." And by now I had found 3 pathways, leading to 3 different worlds. I found the 4th portal shortly after. It was located inside a rice paddy. But strangely this portal emitted a white light. And for now I didn't go in but continued moving. Until I saw another house outside decorated with many chests. But inside there was nothing, so I left. And besides the house inside this space, strange things also appeared. Like a music box and a garden. I don't know what they're for, so I continued walking until a line of text read, "It's watching me." That made me quite scared. So I quickly climbed onto the roof of the house to hide. And waited for the night to pass before continuing. After a while the sky began to lighten. So I quickly left that place and continued on. But things started to get scarier. When I saw something that had lost its arms. And its body was long like a tadpole. It just stood there shaking its head. So I quickly ran away before it noticed me. And then I discovered a house made entirely of diamonds. It said Richie's house, right? But the thing that worried me the most at this moment was that little maggot clinging to me. It only disappeared when I looked straight at it. I don't care about perverts. I just ignored it because there was something more important to do now. That was to mine all the diamonds from Richie's house. And I also discovered that there was gold inside. And another passage as well as a chest. Inside it gave me a book. It said that pride would lead to your downfall. But I didn't care. Instead I quickly mined all the diamonds from that house. Then I started pouring all the gold into rotten flesh? Oh wait. But it's okay, it's probably a glitch. I still have a lot of diamonds. Oh damn, I also realized that nothing inside here was real. And the only thing these diamonds could do now was to build a diamond desert oasis. It was so rich and wild in there. After being ignored and left behind, I continued to move around there. And found another wooden house. But there was nothing inside. So I left and continued on my way. I went to a small rock. There was some coal on it, so I tried to mine it all. I dug a little more, but nothing happened. So I gave up. And as I was walking, I looked up at the sky. I looked up at the sky and saw a strange cube. Since it was quite high, I had to chop down some trees around me to get blocks to climb up. But before I climbed up, I discovered another house and also something floating in the sky nearby. Not far away, the house was closer, so I went inside, but there was nothing in it. So I decided to run to the cube and start building blocks to climb up there. After moving for a while, my character suddenly appeared on the screen. It seemed like something wanted to talk to me. I didn't know who that guy was, so I just ignored him and continued building blocks to climb up. After reaching the cube, there was nothing special about this place. The only special thing here was that I could see the entire space, and it was incredibly vast with no end in sight. This made the place even more terrifying. At the same time, I also discovered that the koi on the other side was not a flat surface but a brick pyramid, so I went down below to head straight for it. I poured water and jumped straight down to save time. After that, I moved towards the pyramid I saw, but before I went far, someone on the chat bar was trying to talk to me. When I turned to look back, it turned out to be that pitch black faced guy I first saw when I was in the normal world. Wasting time, then moving towards the pyramid I saw, but before I could figure out how far it was, someone on the chat bar was trying to talk to me. When I turned my head to look back, it turned out to be that pitch black guy I first saw back in the normal world. To be safe, I moved away, read the block high up, then explained the strange horse words on the chat. Piecing it together, it turned out this dark-faced guy just wanted to be friends with me, but I wasn't stupid enough to be friends with him, so I kept moving. Heading straight for the oddly placed pyramid above. Once I reached sufficient height, I read the block to go over there, and it seemed the dark guy still wouldn't leave me alone, as he kept following, only disappearing when I looked, and I must say he looked quite creepy, but anyway, he was leaving. So I continued with the task of exploring this pyramid. Going to the top, I discovered a straight path leading down. Looking, and I saw some water. So I jumped down to check it out, and upon arrival there were portals all around and only one chest inside, giving me another book which read, "This is not real. It has no meaning, no answers," and after reading this book I didn't understand anything, yet black portals appeared in the pyramid, meaning this would be the gateway to a new world, and since the climb up took quite a while, I decided to enter this world first. And stepping through the black portal, I was transported to a place made entirely of bricks, like a repeating maze, with small rooms all around and a larger main room. I kept walking until I encountered a pillar beneath which was a chest inside another book. Opening it, it read, "You will hear everything unless you crouch down." So after finishing the book, I immediately crouched down to move slowly, until I discovered a chest not far away inside another book which read, "They took the cursed item." And hid it. It seemed to be describing something, but I still had to keep moving to find the exit. Walking for a while, I saw a room with a glowing orb beneath it. Was a chest. Feeling uneasy, I placed the orb high up to prevent anything from appearing. Then opened the chest to retrieve the book inside. This book was like someone's diary, saying this world wasn't real and there was no escape. This was the end, and it was alone here. But it had a blog, and that was its blog. I didn't know what happened to the person who wrote this book, but I knew I had to break this blog. And it seemed nothing happened as I expected. I thought something would appear after I did that, but nothing did. So I immediately went down to collect everything that fell from that strange block. It turned out to be crystal shards. After collecting them, I made myself a shield for protection. My gut feeling told me something wouldn't happen, and it seems I was overthinking it. As I wandered around here, I didn't see anything unusual. What the heck, COVID? Suddenly someone's chasing me, relentlessly attacking. It's like something out of a book with its eyes removed and stitched shut. Luckily, I managed to conjure a shield. Otherwise, I'd be in deep trouble. At this point, I felt quite uneasy, so I immediately fled the area to find an escape. After walking for a while, I discovered another crystal. What caught my eye was a glowing black portal, and I knew for sure that was my way out. But I didn't rush in. Instead, I ran to the next room to smash the crystal for a few more shards. Then I returned to jump into the white portal. Upon entering, I was transported back to the first space, and just like that, I completed the bricklaying world. Since it was getting dark, I immediately scouted around for a place to rest. By the next day I still hadn't found anything except for a glowing portal right beneath the rice paddies. As I said, this seemed like another path, so I decided to jump in. This time I was transported to a place completely surrounded by rice fields with small houses. Inside I found a few books and a question about its purpose. I didn't quite understand. So I left it there and temporarily stored some items in the path to continue moving. After walking for a while I discovered another small house. Inside was a white door and I knew that was the door that could take me back to the first world. But I wasn't ready to leave yet, so I took the opportunity to explore around. The most confusing thing was a wall with a door beneath it, as if a house had just vanished. Other than that I didn't find anything else. So I returned to the portal and jumped in. Just as I suspected, I was back in the first space. And so I had completed another portal. Next was the wooden house I saw at the beginning of the game. Because inside it was a path leading me to another world. Without overthinking, I immediately ran over to complete it. But it seemed I had underestimated it, as this time I appeared in a house. Surrounded by rooms and doors with long pathways. Right now I have no idea where I am or what I am supposed to do in this world. The basic things I know about it are that it's like a house with 3 floors. I am currently on the first floor, where I am hearing incredibly terrifying sounds. But that's not all. I also hear doors opening behind me and a dark entity with one eye suddenly appearing and chasing me at an incredibly fast speed. I was so scared I ran into another room. I ran for my life. But I still couldn't escape it when it attacked me, and then it shifted to another space. This place has stone rooms with tall pillars inside and nothing else appears. And honestly, it felt like I was in a dream. A dream with no end, just repeating endlessly, which made me feel quite bewildered. However, I had to keep moving to find a way out. After walking for a while I discovered a room. There were no pillars inside, just a pitch black hole right below. And I was sure that was the portal to another dimension. Since I didn't want to go in yet, I marked its location and continued moving to find other paths. And it seemed I was right, as after walking for a bit I found a black passage. But before I could do anything I accidentally ran inside and was transported to a flat world. It was made entirely of stone, and what was confusing was a line of text appearing. It felt like my mind was racing, but I didn't pay much attention and moved around. Observing everything, pillars appeared like crosses. There were tablets around, but I couldn't understand what they said. Then there was a chest, and inside I found a broken cross and a few more books. These were the things that caught my attention at that moment. It seemed like someone was watching me. I looked back, but it disappeared without a trace. At the same time, the exit in this world was quite easy to find, as it appeared nearby. And there was another chest here containing some strange tablets, along with another book which described a character named Fathixix 929, a highly malleable being and a player destroyer. But what I noticed most at that moment was that the strange tablet was watching me again. This time it wasn't just looking, it seemed to be approaching me. But after a while it maintained its distance and then disappeared again. So I didn't think much of it and jumped into the hole to find a way out of this place. This time I returned to my normal world, thinking everything was over. Until I saw a dark figure with red eyes. It just stood there staring intently, doing nothing. I tried to approach it, but it disappeared as if it had never been there. So I went back home to go to bed. The next day I put some necessary items into storage. At the same time I discovered that my broken cross had been restored with some silver and crystal shards. But I didn't have enough materials yet, so I temporarily put it in my inventory. Then I went outside to chop some trees in the forest near my home. But while doing so my senses picked up strange words I didn't understand. At the same time I saw a black pillar appear nearby. Since I was dreaming I decided to get closer to see, but it suddenly vanished. I had no idea what was happening. So I ignored it and went around to kill some sheep, as it was essential for my return to the dream world. And with the wool I gathered I immediately crafted a chest. But it wasn't enough, so I had to move around to find more. On my way I spotted a mother pig with her offspring. And I thought about making this pig into Batman. Just kidding, I continued moving until I saw something appear in the middle of the forest. It was like a strange portal emitting light in the sky. And when I looked directly at it, it vanished, leaving only a message that it was coming. And I had no idea what was coming. So I ran away from there and observed my surroundings, until I looked up at the sky and spotted that dark-headed figure. It was hovering above me. I didn't know why it appeared there, so I decided to get closer to get a better look. But as soon as I arrived, it was gone. So I had no choice but to return home. On the way, I encountered some bandits. As they shot at me indiscriminately, I took the opportunity to eliminate them all, and received a bad reputation effect. To avoid further trouble, I returned to the forest to gather some leather from a cow, to clear the bad reputation effect. By the time I finished everything, the sun was setting, so I had to hurry back. And on my way back, I felt that today many strange things had occurred, like strange creatures from Wonderland, starting to appear in my real world. Even so, I didn't know what else to do, other than go to bed and get through the night. But when I woke up, I was teleported to another world, which made me feel like I was dreaming. And in this space, everything around was made of brick cubes. I ran around to observe but saw nothing. And there was only one way to escape this place, which was to jump down. And just as I thought, I returned to the flat space from before. I continued to the wooden house to go inside. Thanks to that, I returned to a space made entirely of wooden rooms. And the most frightening thing about being in here was the sound of footsteps and doors slamming from somewhere, which scared me so much that I could only hide against the wall. I waited for the mysterious sounds to stop before continuing. This time I went through a library. After wandering around for a while, I discovered another portal, leading to another space. But for now, I haven't gone inside yet. Instead, I continued moving to find more portals. After walking for a while, I didn't discover anything. The only thing that felt strange was the wooden color of the wall behind me. So I took it apart, and as I suspected, inside was a large room with black portals, meaning this place led to a new space I was unaware of. I wasn't in a hurry, so I continued searching to see if there were any other portals nearby. But after wasting a lot of time and finding nothing, I returned to the dark wood room to enter one of those doors. This time when I emerged, I got stuck in the wall. Luckily, I was okay, so I dug my way out. And the place where I was standing was surrounded by walls and dark wood. There were rooms connected to each other, but there was nothing above. In addition, there were a few places within a tree, and a few signs that I couldn't understand. Later, I left that place to go deeper, until I heard a rumbling sound, which startled me and made me turn my head. But looking closer, it seemed to be coming from something crawling beneath the ground. When I looked clearly, it seemed to be a creature without legs, only its arms. I tried to run and attack, but it crawled onto my head, startling me. Damn it. Luckily, after a while, it disappeared. But not for long. I seem to have found the rest of it. I don't know if it's dangerous, but it seems to be approaching me. Oh, come on. I think I just peed myself, because I don't know what else might appear in here. So I need to find a way out of this place quickly. Luckily, after walking for a while, I discovered a white portal. This means that by entering here, I will return to the first space. But things aren't that simple, because this is not the original world, and certainly not my real world, but a flat place with holes in the ground. And because it was dark, I couldn't see this place clearly. Now I just have to sit here until morning. Then I can start going down to explore. There are holes and paths within them. But before going down, I need to go around. Thanks to that, I discovered a village house, but there was nothing inside. So I left and continued on, finally arriving at a fortress built entirely of stone right in front of me. I went up to observe, but I didn't discover anything. Similarly, all around here were just abandoned houses. The only thing that surprised me, it was a dark and stormy night, and it was roasting not far from me. I planned to climb onto the roof to get a better look at it, but suddenly it spotted me and charged straight at me, by which time I couldn't do anything, so it knocked me down below. Luckily, I landed in water, so I was fine. And while I was at it, I decided to explore these patches of land to see if I could find anything. I could move through each plot of land but found nothing. So I had no choice but to break the ball and return to the surface. And after walking for a while longer I discovered a burning villager's house. Basically the houses here are useless, so I had to leave and go further away. And only stopped when I saw a pile of stacked obsidian. It formed strange shapes that I didn't know what they were. I tried placing a block higher to see if there was anything above. But it turned out there was nothing. So I had to go down to continue moving. Thanks to this I discovered a cubic patch of land. It was like the one I had encountered in the first world. I didn't know why it was here. So I tried running over there to see. There were also a few signs around. They repeated the phrase "explore more." So I ran over there and went straight up. But apart from the signs I didn't find anything. And if there was nothing above I thought it must be below. So I placed water and slowly went down. And just as I had thought, below there were a series of signs telling me to jump into the glowing black hole. Which meant this was the way out. After entering I was returned to the first space. But this time I went looking for portals to other dreams. On the way I discovered a rose garden. I didn't know what it meant. So I ignored it. And kept moving until I returned to the previous house. I went inside to return to the wooden rooms. Then followed the old paths back to the library. Because this place had a black portal leading to another dimension. Without hesitation I jumped straight in to get there. And now I am appearing in a place surrounded by books. After exploring for a while I discovered a sugar cane in the center of the room. Opening it gave me a book. Its content said, "There is an eye that remembers and observes everything. And will show how everything ends." But basically I didn't care. And continued to move deeper into this space. After walking for a while I saw a room. Inside there was a portal to another place. But I didn't rush to go through it, I wanted to explore this place further. After walking for a long time I found nothing. Only repetitive pale rooms. So I turned back and entered the previous gate to leave this place. But it seemed that wasn't the way out. As I returned to the wooden room. Meaning that inside here is still something I don't know about. So I broke down the walls to move more easily. But something terrifying happened. When I saw the gate right in front of me, I opened and closed it. At this moment I was stunned, not knowing what happened. Then my eyes were drawn to moving through the stone maze. And since I had saved the gate's coordinates, it didn't take me too long to leave this place. Oh my god, what just happened? Suddenly my screen showed strange eyes. And the wall in the middle of the room was destroyed by something. But I didn't see what did it. Until I turned my head. Then suddenly a pitch black shadow stood behind me and lunged forward, startling me into jumping into a hole. To move to another space. This place is completely covered in stone, with incredibly large rooms. But only one door leading to another place. No different from the previous room. Besides, each room had an additional passage, leading to another passage. And if you ask if they were different, I don't know either. I could only keep moving straight ahead. Oh, go COVID. When I looked back an eye appeared. Then it quickly chased after me. Startled I ran away, luckily after a while it disappeared. So I continued moving down the corridor, hoping to find a way out. Until I reached a room with an eye built right above the wall. Below was a chest with silver, crystals and a book. And inside the book, it mainly talked about something unreal. So I put it aside and took the strange koi right above it. Then went outside to continue searching for an exit. It seemed it didn't take too long before I found a bright portal. This time I was teleported straight home. And perhaps I had more time to prepare for the upcoming nightmares. But that's what I thought. Because as soon as I landed I realized I had been teleported to that space once again. It seems I am being teleported here more and more often. But I pushed that aside and quickly went down to return to the first flat space. And up to now, I have completed many exits in the wooden house area. So this time I decided to go to the portal in the mossy stone house. As always, I am transported to a space completely guarded by mossy rocks. I immediately look around and break walls to teleport faster. After walking for a while, I found a room. Lots of chests appeared and a few signs that I don't know what they're for. Continuing in that direction, I was led to a spacious room. In the middle was a sign that said, "Don't leave here." Oh, for crying out loud. Suddenly something appeared and attacked me, making me jump out of my skin. Fortunately, I was able to destroy it. But that wasn't the end. A message saying "Run away" appeared right above the screen. I immediately ran back to the previous room, breaking walls around to block the entrance, to hide inside. But after waiting for a while, nothing appeared. So I went back outside and headed straight in the direction I had come from earlier. Arriving at the next room, I discovered a sign. On it was written, "You didn't listen." Next to it was a hole leading down to the floor below. Out of curiosity, I tried jumping in to see what would happen. Then I went through the next room. It turned out that below here, there was a room with a glowing portal. Inside there were a few more signs, asking, "Do you really want to leave this place?" And my answer, of course, was yes. Damn it. And I returned to the first space. My goal now is to reach the portal leading to the next space. This time I found a portal nearby, located inside Richie's house. Jumping in, I was transported to a place completely guarded by diamonds. And of course these diamonds were unbreakable, so I couldn't do anything with them. I ignored them and walked around this space. And luckily I found the exit in the next room. But I didn't want to leave so quickly, so I explored the rooms within this space. Later I went to a place where quite a few treasures were displayed. I dug them all up, intending to see what they were. And after putting them in the crafting table, redstone would turn into a pickaxe, emeralds would turn into rotten flesh, and lapis lazuli would turn into a stick. What the hell? And after learning this truth, I had no reason to linger and returned to the room to leave this place quickly. I returned to the first space, just as it was still dark. So I took out my bed to sleep, to enter the next dream. And that's why we make beds, to sleep. While sleeping here, I was transported to a place completely guarded by snow. It was like a Christmas celebration venue with trees all around. Small gift boxes underneath, and in this world, a few tall, dark, and handsome figures also appeared. Other than them, there was nothing else. And the only way out of here is pretty simple. Find a small house, go inside, there'll be a portal, which takes us back to the cabin space. But this time I found a rather peculiar room. Inside a chest gave me a book. Something I'll never read again, simply because I have no idea what it says. And after some wandering in this place, I found a house on the first floor. And while editing, I realized there seemed to be something else appearing below. But I ignored it. It wasn't doing anything to me anyway. So I went into that strange room, then stepped through the portal to the next space. This place has individual rooms, along with a dark hallway with open doors, making me jump and look back. Of course I saw nothing, so I brushed it off and walked straight into the house next to me, intending to go inside and rummage through everything. But inside there was nothing but a chest in the corner. So I went back outside and continued moving. So when I heard the sound of a chest opening, it made me quite scared of this place, as if something could be here, or rather someone. So I needed to find a way out quickly. And without taking too long, I found a room more special than the others, with a hole, or more precisely a portal that would take me back. But this wasn't the first space, but the space of the wooden rooms. So I had no choice but to keep moving in this place. Thanks to that, I found another portal. Without hesitation, I jumped inside to the next space. This place is like a maze. It reminded me of the bedroom. But before I could think for long, I saw a dark shadow lurking at the end of the hallway. Then it saw me and quickly chased after me. This thing is incredibly fast. I almost got caught. Luckily, I managed to escape it, and also found a glowing portal, which transported me to the next space. This place is built entirely of stone with rooms containing pools of water. And this place felt like a resting spot, as I found the portal back in the very next room. I went up there, but not to go back, but to go higher and see what was outside this world. But it seemed I couldn't do that as everything was blocked. Unable to explore above, I decided to explore around this place, to see if anything strange appeared inside. But the only thing I found was a hole that led me to the first floor of this space. And of course it's no different from the second floor. So I'll just go upstairs to head back home, to save time. After returning to the first space, I immediately went to find the next portal. And while moving, I passed by the diamond house and saw my desert eagle again, still wild as ever. Nearby I also found what I was looking for, which was a hole leading me to the next space. Without waiting, I jumped down and was transported to a flat space all stone. This place had a few pillars sticking out and a patch of grass with a few flags. What caught my eye was a fortress. Inside there was a staircase leading me to a portal to another space, but I left it for now and continued to move around. Not far away I discovered a small house, half destroyed, but inside there were basic tools. A chest gave me another book. The content was like a diary someone was writing, saying he was in hell, and this place was so cold and there was a three-eyed creature all the time. Of course I didn't want to confront it at all. After finishing reading, I put it away in my inventory, then continued to move around to explore everything in this space. Thanks to that, I saw a mouth. Inside was also a portal leading to another place, but I didn't rush and returned to the fortress to try going in there first. On the way I also discovered someone was watching me. It had no eyes, nose or mouth, but just a white lump on its head, and when I approached it disappeared. So I ignored it and returned to the fortress to go inside. I was transported to a place that looked like a secret room. I wasn't too concerned about that, but tried to explore this place until I discovered an observation deck. Going inside, there was no doubt this would be my exit. But for now I still wanted to learn more about this place, so I went back outside to continue moving. But that was before I heard a strange sound coming from right behind me. I turned my head and saw a large long shadow chasing me. That scared the hell out of me and I quickly ran to the slope, then slammed a block to block the path. Luckily it disappeared right after. But that wasn't all, as I also discovered beneath my feet more strange entities appeared. They only had one eye. At this point I knew this place wasn't safe at all. So after they disappeared, I immediately returned to the observation deck, ran upstairs to proceed to the next space. But after looking back, I realized I hadn't gone anywhere new, but had just returned to the wooden room space. And since I had explored this place thoroughly, I quickly left by allowing myself to be teleported and stone rolled once more. Then went to the coordinates to be saved to enter the hole from before. And since I had explored this place thoroughly, I quickly left. But this time something strange happened. When I also returned home, being teleported somewhere. I don't understand why, but since this place was quite close, I quickly returned. Then put away all the books I had found and waited for them to be organized. At the same time taking out the broken cross, combining it with silver and crystals to form a complete cross. Although I knew if it would be effective or not, I took it just in case. When I was done, a wandering merchant came to my house, and as usual he sold junk. Since there was nothing else to do, I waited for nightfall to go to sleep. And just as I thought, I was teleported into that dream once again. This time I will find the portal inside the mouth of the abyss. When I jumped in, I entered another space, like a maze built entirely of stone. Since I had the cross in my hand, I wasn't afraid and went straight ahead. After walking for a while, I discovered a room with a staircase leading up. I went up and picked up a book inside a chest, as well as a consciousness in the opposite chest. When I was done, I went down, then continued to move around this space. It was like something just exploded right in front of me. And after walking for a while, I was led to a room, inside which was a chest that gave me another book. The content read, "Heaven is on the other side of hell. It's not real, let's go." At the same time, I also found a diamond inside the adjacent chest. And when I was done, I also discovered that the next portal was located exactly inside the hell portal. But suddenly some sounds were heard, which made me have to observe my surroundings. Thanks to that, I saw a pair of legs and something black crawling on the ground. I tried to use the cross to exorcise it, but basically it wasn't affected at all. So I decided to use my holy silver. Later I decided to use the remaining silver and crystals to make myself a small cross, because it seemed easier to use. When I was done, I immediately entered the next portal. As soon as I entered, a creature approached me. It had no limbs, just a strange black shadow hovering in the sky, which made me have to run away to hit the block above. And since these creatures couldn't fly up, I went down and used the cross to make them disappear. But the only thing that disappeared was the one-eyed one. But the shadow only appeared elsewhere, and I thought that was enough to make me leave here and explore this space. It's like a hell here, everything is burning. And the place is exactly as the books once said. Luckily nearby I discovered a portal. Now to the next space. Without much thought I jumped inside and was taken straight to a place of water and ice blocks. Later I tried swimming down, and to my surprise I found a chest. Inside I found another book. But because I couldn't breathe, I had to swim back up to see what the book said. The contents said, "You are gone, and you will never wake up. He has become king and you will die in a place that is not real." I don't know what to do now. So I swam down into the water devoid of any light, hoping to find a way back. But a sound was heard shortly after, which made me look around. Thanks to that I discovered a strange fish staring at me. When I looked back it rushed to attack, but its speed was too fast, so I couldn't defend myself with the spear. Fortunately after a while it left, and I swam continuously from night till dawn. After swimming for a long time I found a place. Inside there was a portal emitting light. This meant I could return. So I didn't hesitate and jumped inside. Just as I thought I was able to return to my normal world. But is this really my world? Because I didn't appear in my house, but on a tree.